All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Monday Momentum where I'm here to share a good word with you to help you get to the bag. Today, we're going to talk about how to find a great mentor and also be a great mentee. Listen, one of the most important things that you need to get into any industry, to break into any industry and be amazing and be great is a mentor. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, what if I told you that there was just one conversation that you needed to have that to change your entire life? What if I told you that there was only one conversation that you needed to change your entire career? That's the conversation that I'm talking about. And so why we go to networking events, yes, is to expand our reach, but really it's to find the one to maybe three people that's going to invest time, energy, maybe even money into our success. And so what does that mean? That means that you're going to have to invest a little something too. And so what I'm going to talk to you today is really some keys to making sure that you're not only finding a great mentor, but you're also being a great mentee. Because why find somebody great when you're not going to show up in your greatness? Why find somebody that's going to help propel you when you're not ready to fly? And so these things are really important. So I'm going to make sure that we hit the couple things. One of the things I want to also make sure that I say is that, like, I had a mentor that really shifted my mindset. One of the things that I can remember is kind of early in my career, not necessarily knowing where I wanted to go or what I wanted to do. I didn't know that education was going to be the thing for me at the time. I was kind of fluttering between a couple different industries. And I talked to my mentor because I was like, my career is not going anywhere. I see all my friends, all my colleagues, all the people I went to grad school getting promotions, and I'm not doing anything. And one of the things that he told me, which I want to make sure I'm telling you, is are you running from something or are you running towards something? And at the time, I was definitely running from something. And he said, listen, those feelings are fleeting. They come and go. You don't want to be running from your purpose because of a moment or because of a specific situation or because it just got hard just a little bit right now. He's like, but what I need you to see is what have you been running towards? And at the time, I was running towards teaching. And although teaching at the college level wasn't something that was manifesting for me as a paid opportunity, I was getting lots of free opportunities to teach. And so he was like, dude, like, I need you to know that the free leads to fee. What I need you to know is that your free work is going to be fee work at some point, but you got to keep going. And so I want to say that to you before we keep going, right? Before we move any further, I want to ask you, what are you running from? And what could happen if you really dived in to becoming who you want to become by running towards something? You don't have to be afraid of your greatness. You can be patient for your greatness. Actually, there's no timeline for greatness. It literally is about you gaining more skills, more knowledge, more exposure so that you can actually become the thing. And that's all I needed to do was actually get more exposure. And once I did, once I was able to show my value, once I was able to show that I was committed to teaching, my career exploded. And so I want to make sure I give that little insight for you all, because that's really important as we dive deeper into the rest of this session and thinking about what it means to find a great mentor and to be a great mentee. And so why mentorship is a game changer. First, you get a chance to learn from somebody else's mistakes. And I'm going to be honest with you. That's one of the things I struggled with very early in my career, which is why I couldn't find a mentor that was really for me. It was one, I didn't want to learn from my own mistakes, let alone learn from somebody else's mistakes. And so we got to be able to be humble enough to see ourselves where we actually are versus where we think we are. And at the time, I was a hall director, I was a coordinator. And so I could only be a resident hall director and a coordinator. But in my mind, I was so much more. And so although I saw it and I believed in it, where I actually was, I needed a pathway from where I actually was, not where I was in my mind. And so I really dove deep into my humility bag and started asking more people that I wanted to be like, what were the steps that they took and what are some steps that I can take to make that transition. Here's the second thing. Mentors help you gain insider knowledge. And so I wouldn't have learned how to become a faculty member from a staff member in higher education if I had not talked with faculty members. As much as I love my colleagues and my staff that really helped me develop into a professional, they helped me be a good person. A lot of them even came and celebrated my sons being born. What I realized is they weren't going to get me to the next level. And so I had to put myself in position to be with people who can give me insider knowledge on what it takes to be teaching at the college level. What does it take to be speaking in front of thousands? Not just a couple people, right? Not just 10 people, not just a classroom, but thousands at a time. I had to learn, and I wanted to learn from the best. And so you got to be able to get in front of the people who are seen as the best. And that sometimes might cost you money, time, energy, but it's worth it because that's what you see yourself running towards. The last thing is it really helps you expand your networks and opportunities. The jobs that I have now, all of my mentors have spoken good words about me getting these jobs. The speaking opportunities that I've gotten, a lot of the mentors that I've had have given me speaking opportunities. And so I want to make sure that you see that the people who want to see you win are the people that you want to invest more time into. Don't focus on the haters. Don't focus on the people that want to see your downfall. Don't focus on the people that only see you as mediocre. You got to focus on the people who see you as great, who see your excellence, who want you to shine in your excellence. Those are the people that's going to push you towards the thing that you want to become. And I need you to really, really let that sink in. Right? Mentorship is not about finding somebody to do the work for you. It's about finding somebody to do the work with you. Somebody that's going to go on the path with you. Somebody that's not only going to help you gain something by going on the path, but they also gain something by going on the path with you. It's a reciprocal relationship. There's pull and push. There's support and giving. There's guidance and love and structure and inspiration and organization that's given on both sides. It can't just be one way. Because what relationship works when it's just one way? Not many. I would even say not any. So here's how you find the right mentor, right? This is how you find it. So first thing first is let me bust this myth up a little bit. Like, your mentor does not need to be famous. Your mentor doesn't need to be a CEO or a CFO or chief officer of some sort. Your mentor doesn't need to be the top person in the organization to be valuable to you. Really, your mentors are usually more closer than you think. It's somebody that you interact with on a daily, weekly basis, or maybe even a monthly basis. It's somebody that's in your community, somebody that has access to maybe the top people, has a relationship maybe with the top people, but they don't have to be the top person. Like, sometimes we're putting unrealistic expectations because, like, we don't even know how valuable we are to a manager, but you want to now show how valuable you are to a CEO. Like, that is unrealistic. And so I need you to kind of take it down a couple notches. Like, who's in your community that you can reach out to right now that will give you a couple good words to help you advance your career, that maybe have done the thing that you're already trying to do. They've achieved some level of success. Like, let's say you're a new speaker and you've never made $1, but you know somebody that made $5,000. Well, that person is a little bit ahead. And so maybe you can get some insight from that person. Maybe you can get some support from that person. I don't know. I'm just trying to give you some advice to get you to think deeper about finding somebody that's close to you versus going all the way to the top. Yo, what's going on? What's going on, fam? How you doing? I see you on here checking me out. We talking about how to find a great mentor so we can help you get to the bag. Second thing I need you to know is that your professors can look like, or your mentors can look like anybody. They could be teachers. They can be colleagues. They can be people that graduated from your high school or from your college. They can be people that's in your community that's doing great work in a community agency. They can be social workers. They can be working for your local grocery store. Like, anybody that's doing something that you want to do can be your mentor, as long as they're in your community. And so make sure that you're sharing this with students, because I think a lot of times what we do is we say, oh, well, it's nobody in our community that wants to be like, or nobody in my community or my family that I want to be like. That's fine. Like, there's nobody in my family that's a PhD. And so I had to go find somebody that had a PhD to be my mentor. And luckily I was in community with not just people who were older than me that were getting PhDs, but also people who were younger than me that got their PhD before me, right? And so they big bro, even though I'm older. Like, a big part of this is not about like seeing the limitations of your community, but really seeing the opportunities in your community, right? Yeah, of course. We all have limitations in our community of who we have access to. But just because a person is not the ideal person don't mean that they can't be the person for you. Another thing that I want you to do is look on LinkedIn. I need you to look on social media. Who's doing the thing? Like, who's like, yo, they doing it, right? They doing their thing, right? That's the person that I need you to reach out to. That's the person that you see your promise, you see your vision in. And so why don't you help yourself by going and reaching out to them to help your vision be clearer? The reality is we all need help. And I don't want to go biblical on us, but like, Jesus had 12 and he didn't need one. That's a life lesson to let us know that we all need somebody. We all need somebody. And so I want to make sure that I put that on to you. Go to conferences, go to networking events. Shout out to, some of my high school classmates. They always putting on amazing things. Motu Vignette, right? Like, they always doing amazing events. Shout out to John Jelks, right? In the fam, Ottawa all day. Go. What I see from a lot of people in my hometown, shout out to my hometown, Grand Rapids, Michigan, right, is that they be like, oh, there's no opportunities. But it's people doing big stuff. And so is it there's no opportunities, or are you just afraid of your greatness? And I need to say this, right? Because a closed mouth don't get fed. And so when we don't ask, we don't receive. And what I like to call that is self-sabotage. Like, you literally not allowing yourself to prove your greatness to yourself because you're staying in your silo. You're staying comfortable with the people that you hang with. You don't want to move different circles. And what I need you to know is that if you haven't found the mentor that you really believe is supposed to be in your life to help you change your life or change generations of lives after you, it's because you're comfortable in the same circles that you've been in and you don't want to try no new circles. I'm gonna just keep it honest with you. Like, you gonna get the same result hanging with the same people. And so you got to try something different. And until you try something different, you're gonna get the same results, right? And so what I need you to know is that first things first, connect connect with somebody, whether that's online or in person, and let them know how valuable, how inspirational they've been for you. And so, like I said, I see you on there, fam. I appreciate you. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll definitely address them. Another thing I want to talk to you about is how to ask somebody to be your mentor. Because I think we all get stuck. We all say, oh, well, we're not the right person, or we don't have the right words, or we're not prepared. We're not ready. I need everything to be perfect before I find a mentor. And what I need you to know is that people don't take people on in mentorship opportunities that's perfect. Again, like, not to go Bible on y'all, but like Jesus said he didn't come to heal the well. He came for the sick. He didn't come to work with the righteous. He came for the sinners. And so trust me when I tell you, I mentor a lot of students. And when they get it together, they don't need me anymore. But I don't want them, if they always coming to me, if they got it all together. Well, why are you coming to me? And so I need you to know that people mentor people because they know that they need help. And so get that out of your mind that you got to be perfect. You don't. You just got to be willing to do some extra work and provide value. Right? And so what you don't say, hey, so-and-so, can you be my mentor? That's a little bit too much commitment all at once, right? Like, we ain't even been dating yet, and now you want to get married? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's too much. Like, that's too much, right? Or asking for too much too soon. And so here's the right way that you go about it. You start small. You start with just coffee or tea or a networking informational interview where you get a chance to ask them questions about how they got into the industry or how they got into the field or how they got into the situation, into the success that they had around the situation that you're trying to be mentored around, right? You start small. Like one of my good friends, Dr. LaMarcus Howard, told me that he was like, yo, $3 can change your life. $3. And what he's talking about is taking somebody to coffee. Like, don't be that person that is not willing to invest $3. Well, coffee is now like, might be $15 depending on what type of coffee you get. But I'm just saying, right? Like, I need you to be the person that's willing to invest in your future and not be afraid of what losing $3 could do to your pockets, and be excited about what investing $3 in your future could do for you. Because it is an investment. There is a return. Be specific about what you want to learn. And so after you kind of start small, you be very direct. And I think what people try to do is skate around. No, get to it. It's like, yo, what's going on, cuz? I see you out here. Like, get to it. If you want to know how to make $5,000 by the end of the year doing blank, get to it. Like, yo, I see you being very successful at the thing that you have done. I always wonder, how could a person like me make that type of money? What could a person like me do to get in a situation where I have opportunities to make $5,000 per gig or per opportunity or per month doing this thing? Always preface it with, I've seen you be really successful at this. This is why I'm asking you this question. When you do that, that opens up the door for them to tell them that you see them as somebody as valuable. And then you'll also get an opportunity to see if they'll actually tell you the keys. And some people are gatekeepers. I'm not going to lie. Some people are gatekeepers. I try not to be one of those people, because it's one thing to tell you to do the work. It's another thing to actually do it. And so I can tell you what it takes to get a $10,000 gig. I can tell you what it takes to charge somebody $15,000 for a day of work. I can tell you that. It's another thing to be able to put together the work of $15,000 to actually sell that thing. That's another thing. So I could tell you all day. And that's when you need to know that if the person is gatekeeping from you, that's not a mentor that you want to have. Let's just keep it at that. And then the last thing is respect their time. Like, don't be asking for hours and hours and hours on end. Honestly, I think the first meeting should only be 30 minutes. So that lets them know that you coming in hot. I only got 30 minutes of your time. And so I'm going to ask a really, really specific question. And I got some really, really specific things I want to know from you. Can I get this information from you real fast? And then maybe if this thing goes good, I'm going to share this another time with you. Right. And so this is really, really important. Like an example of something that you can say to somebody that you admire to get them to be your mentor. And so you can say, hey, so-and-so, I really, really admire your work in this industry. I'm here currently working at this, and here's my goal. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic that I'm working on. Would you be open to a 15 to 20 minute conversation? And when I tell you, like, my mentor, who's not just a mentor, but a father figure, in a lot of ways, a brother, somebody that I love, somebody that has poured into not just me, but my wife and my children. I started my relationship with him by first seeing him at a conference after I had seen him speak when I was a college student. And after I saw him at a conference, I was like, I'm not going to let this opportunity pass me by. So I said, hey, what would it take for me to learn more from you? He said, come to the training institute that I lead. I went. I again told him how much I wanted to be like him and said, what would it take for me to learn more from you? He said, well, let's connect. Maybe I can come and bring some of my work to your campus. I paid for that. After we did that, I was like, okay, now it's my opportunity to get that one-on-one time with him. Right? And this was in 2015. So 10 years ago. When I tell you, this is what he sent me just a couple weeks ago. Like, this is what he sent me. So a picture of all his mentees and got it painted with me in it, one of his sons. Because again, it's not just about the transaction, it's about transformation. Yo, what's going on, Aaron? I see you, man. I appreciate you. It's not just about the transaction, it's about the transformation. And when you help somebody else transform, you become of value, and then you also transform. That's how you build a really strong mentor-mentee relationship. And so, Aaron, if you know any students that need to get this video, make sure that you share it. I'll pop it up on YouTube. Right. So how to be a great mentee. This is the part that I think a lot of students and people struggle with. People don't know how to maintain good relationships. like first thing first, I always tell my students is when you reach out and they might not have responded and you don't reach out again, did you really want it? Is it really a part of what you think is meant for you? Are you running towards that thing? Really? Because one rejection is enough to make you change your life and trajectory, to make you stop believing that you have generational curses to break, that make you stop believing that generational wealth is not going to come from you, to make you stop believing that you can have a big house and a big cars and such a massive success. Like, all it takes is one no to make you stop believing you didn't want it in the first place. And I just got to be honest about that. And so here's something that you need to know when it comes to being a great mentee. First things first, people have lives. Like, you got to understand that people have families, have children, parents, some of them aging. They have their own personal things going on, maybe health-wise or mental-wise. Everybody's not waiting at your beck and call. And so be patient. Take your time. Do your part by keep following up. But don't worry about them not doing their part yet. If you really believe that person is for you, and trust me, I've been there, keep reaching out. Keep showing that light. Keep showing that shiny face and smile. Maintain that, because you never know how that is going to impact not just the relationship, but the person. I've had a mentor say to me, like, I wasn't going to take you on, but you just maintain a sense of integrity and genuine interest and love and appreciation that I had to see what you was about. Because at first I was like, this dude, I'm not sure. But you just kept on being nice and kind. That was enough. Sometimes your niceness and your kindness is enough. Be prepared, right? Know the questions that you want to have answers to. Know what you want to say. Maybe even practice what you got to say. Don't be the person that's lingering and twiddling your thumbs, not sure what to talk about. Use ChatGPT and help you come up with some questions that you can ask. Okay. Take action, right? Implement what your mentor tells you to do. My mentor that I just showed you a picture of, he has a whole painting of us together. He gave me the slides of his presentation and told me to use them, told me to use his formulas, told me to use his strategies. Like, he told me that what he wanted me to do, and then to give him a feedback or follow up so that I could let them know how I did. And that changed our relationship. So once I was telling him, like, yo, yeah, my speeches went from this to this because I implemented this part and this part, he was like, oh, okay, you get it now, right? You understand now. And so you need to make sure that you're taking action on the things that your mentor tells you to do, and also follow up with them, telling them the results of that. Respect their time, right? I just talked about that at the beginning. Know that you don't have 24/7 access, right? You're not a family member. You're just a friend. And so make sure that you're keeping that in mind as you move forward your relationship. And then sometimes, you need to provide value back. Like, sometimes it's not just about them giving you something, but asking them, what can I do for you to make this valuable for you? And so with my mentor, I asked him, like, yo, you put so much game into me. What could I do for you? He was like, listen, I'm older. I don't like running my social media. And so you want to run that for me? I said, absolutely. Right. I could totally do that. Super easy. And so I need you to know that's a part of this, right? It's not just it being a one-way type of relationship. You need to provide value the other way. And you need to ask, how can you do that? Another thing is, the last thing is really knowing when to move on. Like, so some mentors are in your life for a reason. Some mentors are in your life for a season. And know when that season is up. Like, sometimes the season is not forever. Sometimes the season cannot last forever. And for whatever reason, right? Sometimes it's not like a big turmoilist thing that happens, but it's just priorities shift. I have mentors who were in student affairs and love them to death. But once I moved over into faculty and academic affairs, I needed different support. And so my conversations and things that I was desiring and wanted to know shifted. And so I could not necessarily go back to some of the old people that I had relationships with. I just couldn't. And so it's like that sometimes. And so just know when the flame has burnt out. And so understand that these are some of the final steps that I need you to do, right? So finding the right mentor, making the most of a good relationship is really equal to career growth. Some of the action steps that I want you to do from here on out, right? From here, right? And let me know in the comments how those things go. Identify 3 people that you want to learn from. And when you identify those 3 people that you want to learn from, specifically write down what you want to learn. Or what problem do you want to learn to solve? Or what specific thing do you want to gain from them that's going to help you be your best self. Find those 3 people, engage in their social media content. Like, be one of their best followers. Like, be one of their best commenters on their post. I love when I see some of the people that I've impacted come back to my post and be like, that's good. I'm thinking deeper about that. How do we move this needle forward? Right? These are good people to have in your corner. I would even say, like, dive deeper into their relationship by sharing their content and giving context as to what you learned about it or what you learned from it. That's also going to help. And then, of course, send that outreach message. And that don't have to be the same message all the time. It can be the message that says, like, hey, Easter Sunday is coming up. I hope that you have a great holiday. Summer break is here. Hope that you have a great summer if you got some trips planned. I see your birthday is coming up. I hope your birthday is amazing. Right? You can do those little things that it still keeps you at top of mind, but it doesn't make it seem like you're bothering anybody. And so if this video helped you, please hit a like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, right? Make sure that you follow, because I got so much more heat for y'all coming every single Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern time. I share a good word with you to help you get to the bag. Today, we talked about how to find a mentor and be a great mentee. Listen, I want to also give you a free resource. And so download our free mentorship and leadership toolkit on our website. The link is in my bio. Make sure that you connect with us if we can. Again, www.drdarmayweather.com. And of course, as always, let's keep doing the good work.